So discipline goes far beyond the gym and what you eat. Discipline is how you show up for yourself, what you're doing when no one's watching. So today I'm gonna go and show you my skincare routine for the morning and the evening, some supplements that I take for my gut, liver, and other support, and some systems that I use to stay on track for my goals. So now that I'm in my 30s, I was thinking, my goodness, I don't even have a skincare routine. So that is something I've taken the initiative for this year, is actually having a very disciplined like skincare routine that I don't skip. And I even got one of these things, right? It was in one of my other videos. And I see them, I'm like, okay, get this out of my face. Like, let's get juicy with it, right? So I actually spend like an ungodly amount on like researching the best products there are and skincare routines. So I've been doing one that I am seeing results from. Obviously everyone's different. We all have different skin types. So never take, my word over your own body, right? So you have to read what works for you. And also keep in mind when you start new skincare, all at once, you might not know what's working and what's not. So you might want to start implementing one at a time or a few at a time and then change it altogether. It's going to start with the morning routine as it is the AM. And these are just the products that I use. And the AM is actually a much smaller or a shorter list of things that I use than the PM routine. And this is what I do to cleanse, hydrate, brighten, and protect my skin. And the first thing we're gonna do is dampen my face and use La Roche-Posay Hydrating Cleanser. So this is like a non-stripping type of wash, and I was using forever. I was just using CeraVe, and I wasn't seeing real results. I don't like using things with heavy fragrances or anything like that. That's not like natural. So, and obviously there's like things in here, right? There's ingredients, but I did my research and I was like, I actually like this one. Out of everything that I've used, I really like this because it does feel clean and it's not like sticky or super smelly. Because again, I'm trying to protect my skin and not put too much in there. There's so many additives to so many of these different skincare products. So we're gonna get into it. Okay, so this is kind of like the consistency of it. You can kind of see it's just like a clear like wash. Okay, so I'm gonna go in there everywhere. And see how it's not like a foaming one. It's nothing crazy. I already removed my makeup from last night, right? I actually didn't have any on, but I will go over that in the PM. But I like how this feels, and I like the results of it. That's the one I'll travel with too. So if I can't use like my nighttime cleanser, I just use this one. It does a really good job. But see, it kind of suds up a little bit. Water-based, really great. Doesn't strip the skin because again, you have a lot of oils in your skin that you need to keep. And I'm learning this, right? I'm learning all these things way too late. I just thought you needed to just wash your face and that was it. You put a little moisturizer on there and you're good to go. I was wrong. Right, the next step, and this is just the brand that I use, but it is the Timeless Vitamin C. It's a lightweight serum with ferulic acid in it. And that ferulic acid, and I might be saying it wrong, but I did some research. So anytime it's in there, it actually enhances the vitamin C and vitamin E that's in the serum. It's super lightweight and, like I said, brightens even skin tone. It's just a clear little serum and protects against environmental stressors. And I'm gonna put that everywhere. Sometimes you can do it evening and morning, one or the other, whatever you wanna do. And make sure you wash your hands before you do all this stuff. I didn't mention that, but I always wash my hands. You wanna sanitize them too, before you touching your face and putting whatever you touched beforehand all over you. But yeah, the environmental stressors, if only it could help me with enhancing or, navigating the external stressors of my life. And until that happens, we will use the environmental stressor serum. So, all right, the third step is the very powerful and very expensive hyaluronic acid that I got from Skin Medica. I like this. Again, it's like really hard to tell when you implement a bunch of things at once, but I like what my skin likes overall. So I'm like, my skincare works right now. So I'm just showing you what I've used. Consistency, okay, we're gonna put this on. It plumps, it gives that dewy look, and it also hydrates. So, very expensive. That's what I gotta say. But when it comes to hyaluronic acid, you can't just go to like a Marshall's or a TJ Maxx and pick something that's off the shelf for like $7, $10. Like, things are not made equal. And I'm not saying the thing with the priciest price tag is also the best, but you can do some research, and I did, and this has got some great ingredients, and the things are just they're not created equal, especially when it comes to like hyaluronic acids and different face serums and things like that. Especially if you've been to a Marshall's and you go down the serum aisle and there's just a million different like golden diamonds, and if it's $7, I guarantee it's not legitimate, if anyone was wondering. second to last, I do have the Elta MD UV sunscreen, and this is kind of like the holy grail. Goodness, get in the focus. There we go. Okay, holy grail for my sunscreen. It's lightweight, it's going to protect you, and it's also packed with niacinamide. I think that's how you say it. Almost like the redness, but also this is great for underneath your makeup. You know, if you ever use some sunscreen, if it's built into a foundation or something, again, be careful of like what's in things and how good it is, but this is one of the best sunscreens you can have. Super lightweight. I don't like feel like there's that sticky, thick sunscreen layer on. The only downfall you could say to this is that you do have to reapply like every 2 hours or so, especially if you're outside. But I also didn't realize like it's important to put sunscreen on every single day on your face, even if you know you don't think about it. Like I might be preaching to people that already know this, but I didn't realize how important it was to put on sunscreen daily. So, lesson learned. And one of my favorites is the Tatcha Dewy Cream. Okay, so this comes with this little spoon thing on top too. I haven't used it yet, but it's super cute. Smells clean, and it's, again, great for underneath your makeup, or you can wear it solo for a dewy look. So it's called Dewy because it gives you a little bit of dew, and I don't go too crazy heavy, but I do like having moisturizer on. And again, like I said, I can now apply makeup, or I can just wear it like this. Like you can already see the glowing happening, right? It's like very dewy, smells nice, it's purple, cute, right? But I love this one. So that is the full AM routine for me, and I actually keep things separated, like my AM on one side, PM on the other. And after doing this, I feel amazing. And the other thing that I'll sometimes do is I do like to use the ice roller. So you see like gua sha and all these different things. Don't buy into every little fad. The ice roller I do like for under my eyes, but also it just feels really good. So I mean, even if you have like a fever or you're just feeling a little like under the weather, like the ice roller is amazing. I just keep it in my freezer, and in the morning I'll just kind of do that if I'm like needing to wake up, but also helps with some redness when you wake up, puffy eyes. And then sometimes, I'm not gonna do it today, but I will use some type of eye mask, and I love these, especially if they're like hydrating. They kind of wake you up. There's different forms. This one's more of an awakening and illuminating. So again, like the under eyes, like we always worry about, like, do I look tired? So I'll sometimes throw these on, and it helps. That's kind of like one of those self-care things, right? It gives me like my me time. Let me put some under eye mask on, and I don't know. Does it work? I don't know, but I feel great after it. So I'm gonna say it does. So supplements help me stay sharp mentally, physically, hormonally, everything. And this can get super overwhelming and clouded as there's a lot of supplements on the market. So I take what's absolutely necessary and I don't overdo it. So I'm gonna get right into them. And first up, I have a vitamin D3 and K2 mix. So the K2 is what helps the absorption of the vitamin D3. It's basically like sunshine in a capsule. And I'm messing with this brand, which is micro ingredients, but I might try like a liquid version to put into my greens. So I will talk about that once I've tested it. Again, I don't talk about things if I haven't actually actively been using that. All of these I've been using for weeks, if not months. I've been taking vitamin D3, K2 for like ever, but I do want to try a different form of that. So the biggest thing with this is that it's immune health support, bone support, and your hormone support. Next up, I have this incredible liver and detox stack. And so something like this, and it's, what is it? Nutraceuticals. I always forget the code. There's a lot of ingredients on here, and I did a lot of research. This is great, especially as an athlete who wants to train hard, eat clean. This is for my overall wellness. It's not recovering from a wild weekend. It's making sure I can continue to perform at my absolute best. So you'll see things like milk thistle, beetroot, artichoke, tutka, and dandelion. There's a lot of things in this bottle, and it's absolutely great. Cellular recovery, hormone balance, all of the above, but it's a good, like, one bottle. I think it's just two capsules a day. And I really like that, especially knowing that it can support the organs inside of me. Again, hormones are so important as I'm getting older and as other people get older. Hormone health is a real topic, and I will be talking about that more as I'm also starting to test peptides out. But again, I never talk about anything until I've tested it for weeks. Okay, next up, we have Nordic Naturals. It is the Ultimate Omega. This one I have been taking for years, and I have taken other ones. Don't go to a Sam's Club or a Walmart or whatever and just pick up fish oil. They are not created equal, and you'll want to see the EPA and DHA distribution in it. And that's why this one's probably the best on the market is Nordic Naturals. And you're talking heart health, joint health, brain health. Absolute must supplement to have in your routine. This isn't like a must, but I've been taking this even after, you know, being an athlete and training and bodybuilding, but this is DIM. And this is, again, a hormone support. So I am testing peptides, like I said, for the same type of things. I know I keep saying like this one's super important, but this one is also very super important, magnesium. And they're not all created equal. This is the pure encapsulations version. Again, I do research what is the best on the market, what's actually got what it says in there. You are going to see so many different forms and types of magnesium, and this is where people get lost when it comes to supplements. Go with the glycinate, okay? So if you need to see that again, magnesium glycinate. So what this helps with is sleep support, stress reduction, your muscle recovery overall. It helps you stay regular, and it helps me stay at my top game and actually wind down in the evening. So I take this in the evening, and I always take supplements with food. So I make sure that there's something in my stomach. So I'm not saying you could take it right before bed, but usually like with dinner or something is when I'll take it. So another optional one, but I have KSM 66, and you see ashwagandha on there. So stress support formula, right? As you can see, there's a theme with stress. Now, I just am typically someone who is wired all the time, even at night. You know, I'm constantly thinking of my to-do list and like, how do you turn that off? And being intentional and being really clear in why I do these routines and implement supplements to help me in the process. This is why I do it, right? Because I'm a human being. I don't have zero stress because I'm disciplined. I actually have more stress sometimes because of all of the things that I am doing and put on my plate. So it's good to just be intentional. And again, these are steps in my day. Like I know to take my supplement stack with food at certain meals. This is just a really, really good one. Basically, this keeps my nervous system chill. All right, so we're gonna be talking about my nighttime routine. And since it's not quite time for me to use it, I don't wanna waste the precious things that are inside of this and the money that I spent on it, let's be honest. So, the main thing I was looking for with the nighttime routine is to make sure that my skin is staying hydrated overnight. I'm not stripping anything, but also I'm taking off any makeup, any oils, anything that's gotten on my face during the day. So as always, please wash your hands first. And the first thing I do, which is very new, like makeup removing, right? So I started using this like oil-based one. So you see, it's like, you know, oily. It smells really good. But anyways, this is pharmacy green clay. So it will melt literally off your makeup and any SPF sunscreen that you've put on. And so you can put it on your eyes, and it's not, obviously don't put it in your eyes, just be careful around your eye, but you can take off your mascara, you can take off your makeup, and it's the first of 2 cleansing processes. So I just let that sit on a dry face, and then I go ahead, wash it off, or I'll put it on, then I'll hop in the shower, wipe it off. And then my next cleanser is the superfood blend, and it's a glass bottle. That's why it's kind of like smudgy from my hands, but it's from Youth to the People. I'm actually really obsessed with this because not only does it smell amazing, again, you can see like the consistency of it, but it's superfoods. You have kale, green tea, spinach, vitamins, everything in there. So it's one that's all organic, and it will prevent any stripping of your skin as you're actually doing that second cleanse of your face. Because again, I've notoriously gone through so many different cleansers because I always feel like it's the cleanser that's the problem and not like what I'm eating. So that matters too. Having these expensive but also timely routines in the morning and evening, you have to remember that your food and drinking enough water does matter for your skin health. So I have made sure to do this in a time in my life when I'm actually very proactive on making sure I'm eating healthy 80% plus of the time and drinking enough water. Okay, this next one I also really like, but I only do it about 2 times a week, and it is Peter Thomas Roth, but it's peptide skin injection. So these are exfoliating peel pads, and as you can see, it exfoliates. It's peptide building amino acids, but it's really for your expression lines, smoothing your skin out and all the texture of it. So what it looks like is they're little pads. I've tried some other ones too, but they were super expensive. So I went with like the next best. Very potent, but I only do it 2 times a week because it can be like, once I do that, it does not like burn, but it might make your face like a little red. But again, it's for the texture, smoothing any lines, and I actually really enjoy using this. So of course, getting older, one of the things we care a lot about is that texture, is the glow and skin renewal, and that's exactly why the next thing I use is this serum by The Ordinary, if it will capture it. Come on. There we go, Ordinary, okay? So it is a multi-peptide and copper-based serum. So this, I only put like 3 drops on my face, but as you can see, it's like this blue color. Pretty cool, right? But skin renewal, again, texture, and healthy, youthful glow. Because again, as I'm getting older, I care about taking care of my skin and being able to make sure that I'm not aging faster than I really am. So when people think that I'm 28, I'm like, yes, I will take that. And there is one that is getting a lot of buzz. Did go with Drunk Elephant for my retinol. Did a lot of research. It's like all crumpled looking, but it is like yellow. You could probably see that a little bit. So again, this is for like fine lines, texture, it brightens overnight. I add this, you know, after I'm going in the order that I would use it. So it's also gentle. So I don't like anything super aggressive, and like you can go to the stores and get these Olays and all this other stuff. And I haven't tested them all to know like which ones work, but you know, those are ones you can get on the shelf or at a drugstore. These like you have to order online. And most of these I found on Amazon. Like everything I got was on Amazon, so I could like package it all together and like line it up. But obviously you can get it from the source too. But this is one that I've been trying, and I don't know, I like it. Again, it's expensive, but as I've been doing this routine now for a couple of months, I've seen a difference and I've gotten compliments on my skin. You probably can't tell right here, but it's like, you know, you're still gonna have some blemishes now and again, we're human, but I feel like my face is glowy from doing these, but also just the fine lines, taking care of everything. 'Cause I tend to get a lot of like lines here, some of these lines, you know, under eye, like I'm taking care of everything that I want to, because I want to look my best, because when you look good, you show up good, right? That's just how it works. But that's the next one. All right, next we're gonna address that under eye, right? The puffiness, the darkness. So I use, how do you say this? Biossance. And if there is someone who knows how to say these properly, you're probably gonna just be like trolling me in the captions, and I don't care, or the comments, but this is a squalane and peptide eye gel. Again, I did research before, like just getting these random things and putting it together. So it's just a little, you know, gel that comes out, and I just like pat it under each of my eyes, and I'll sometimes go a little over, but I really target these puffy areas and where you normally get dark circles. And I like it. I like taking it. That's why like the eye patches, the under eye like gel. That's just one of those problem points that a lot of, you know, women and probably guys too, like struggle with that, and you just don't want to look like we never sleep, because some of us like really, I feel like I don't. I do catch up on the weekends, but I like this one. Next, okay, before I get to just the last step of masking, I use like literally a powerhouse of moisturizers, nighttime moisturizers. So it is Augustinus Bader, but it's called the Rich Cream. I think this is like the most expensive thing that was on my list. And I was like, should I go with the second best? But I was like, you know what, let's just give her a shot. Just a white little lotion, little, you know, put it on there. You apply upwards on your face, but it's a powerhouse. It repairs overnight. Yeah, and it moisturizes, hydrates, and again, it's all overnight. So I put it on at night so that it can kind of soak in my skin, repair the skin cells. And so far, I'm like, I like it. I always have to have a moisturizer. Even beforehand, I just wasn't as picky about what I'm putting on my face. Now I'm very picky. I'm just so much more focused on it, because the world we're living in is a lot of marketing schemes, but also it's just not healthy. Everything has crap in it. Our toothpaste has stuff in it. So I had to even change my toothpaste. And this is the last step of my routine, and it's kind of like a duo from Laneige. Okay, so the first one that I put on is the water sleeping mask. I'm trying to get all this glare out of there. But it hydrates, it brightens overnight, and it locks everything else I just put in on my face overnight while hydrating, softening, illuminating, all the different things like that. And then for my lips specifically, same brand, but the lip sleeping mask, and they make different versions of this, like different, I don't want to say flavors because you're not eating it, but scents, kind of like flavors you put in your mouth. It's a lip sleeping mask. I didn't show you the inside of the other one. It's just that, you're gonna dab it in, and it keeps it super glossy and hydrated overnight. I like am obsessed with this part of the process. Like I absolutely love putting it on. It feels great. Like I want to wear it all day. And I have before, not like all day, but you know, I applied it during the day just because I like what it feels like. And then the inside of this one, it's kind of like a watery, not like a gel, but it is a different consistency. I like them. They're not powerful, but they do have like a subtle scent that I really do like. But that's my final step for the nighttime routine. Drop in the comments if you've used any of these or have any additional questions about them, or what your AM or PM schedule like, or are you like me and didn't even think about having a skincare routine? This has been life-changing, and it's a part of my glow-up era too, as I'm going into my own like entrepreneurship journey. I've been doing this for a year, and I'm like, I just want to take care of other things that I've never focused on before, like having a skincare routine. Super important. I actually really enjoy the process of like picking these out and researching them. And when I got the packages in, I was so excited to start. I was like lining them up. I'm like, okay. And now I hold my skincare routines in the morning and night so sacred. The morning one doesn't take as long, but I make sure not to skip it. It is built into my routine. Discipline lives in the systems you have set for yourself, not in the mood you're currently in, because that can change, as we know from the very first week of this diary series. So as a creator who travels often, I need to make sure I have structure. And this looks like a shot list that I have meticulously gone through and checked with the client. That looks like my packing list, making sure I have checked everything off that I need to bring and that is necessary. And just setting up my space to shoot, knowing the space I'll be at, and all those things. And outside of just the content creator space, my structure in my life needs to make sense. I need to make sure I have left windows open in my evenings and on the weekends to spend with family, because that is a pillar of my life that is incredibly important. So structure and systems absolutely matter. In no way do your systems need to look like mine, but your systems do need to serve you. Maybe for you, that's meal prepping twice a week, or laying your clothes out for the gym or the work that you're going to the night before. Every little thing is a system, how you show up, how clear you are with what you're trying to do, because the systems will follow, and your intention and your attention to them and behind them is what's going to make you succeed. That is going to show that you really care about these goals you're setting for yourself, that you're serious about the things that you're saying you're trying to do. If you are working on becoming that best version of yourself that you know is possible, you are not alone. This is the one that glows, that is grounded, that knows exactly what they want out of life. You are the one who keeps showing up. And if this video has helped, please let me know in the comments, what are your non-negotiables? And at the end of the day, this is just one part or a few parts of how I stay grounded and structured in routine for my daily living. And it's constantly evolving with me. So just know that this will evolve as you evolve, as you take on different clients, maybe leave your job, build your own business, have kids, have a family. Everything evolves with you, and that is totally okay. You have to just go back to your systems, rework them to best suit yourself. Just remember, they do have to serve you. So at the end of the day, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm here as your advocate and proof that this is absolutely possible, even when it is super chaotic. Say hi to my dog. But remember, you are built to perform, and you're absolutely worth it.